Hello, this is Errol Jones, and this is the Errol Jones Report. Last night I attended the board meeting at the Alief ISD Central Administration Office, and it was an interesting meeting. I want you just to watch this video clip. Do you think that Alief might be up to some voter or election shenanigans with what they said at this particular board meeting? It's interesting to see what occurred. Watch the clip, and you tell me.
At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Mr. Woods.
Do all of this for circumstances.
This board, this time on the agenda, we have for the November 5th election, we have the official canvass. And as you know, we contracted with Harris County Election Services, as we have since we've been in joint elections in November now for a number of times. And so they worked with us in the beginning of the process to identify who is on the ballot and so forth, and then verify the maps, and precincts are selected, and their voting locations change throughout the process until the election is well underway. And so at the very end, then they process the provisionals, and we have election night returns that everybody saw on election night on November 5th. And then a matter of days later, we received the final cumulative report and canvass report by precinct. And so by statute, the Board of Trustees must canvass the election results. And so I'm going to go through these position by position. First off, in position 4, we have Michael Bennett, 250 absentee, 1,499 early, 1,619 election day, total of 3,368, for a total of 50.46%. Ella Jefferson, 166 absentee, 1,499 early, 1,641 election day, for a total of 3,306, or 49.54%. So Mr. Bennett wins that race for position 4. Now, as part of the canvass, as we go through these, it's to be noted on the canvass for position 4 that there's been a contest, or not a contest, but a petition filed for a recount on that race. And so we're not able to finalize this race until after the recount, which is scheduled for this week. So I'll be getting back to you after the recount is over. On position 5, Mr. Ho ran unopposed, 332 votes absentee, 2,688 early, 2,526 election day, for a total of 5546. So Mr. Ho wins position 5. Position 6, Veronica Thibodeau and Sarah Winkler. Veronica Thibodeau, absentee, 182. Early, 1412. Election day, 1502, for a total of 3,096, or 46.63%. Sarah Winkler, 238 absentee, 1574 early, 1732 election day, for a total of 3544, 53.37%. So Ms. Winkler wins position 6. Position 7, Fernanda Brady and Tiffany D. Thomas. Fernanda Brady, 134 absentee, 905 early, 989 election day, for a total of 2,028, or 31.47%. Tiffany Thomas, 261 absentee, 2001 early, 2155 election day, for a total of 4417, or 68.53%. So Tiffany Thomas wins in position 7. I've matched these totals to the canvass report, which is the same rundown for all of these absentee, early, and election day, precincts by precinct for all 39 precincts of the Alief Independent School District. There were a total number of voters eligible in this election for Alief of 95,091, and we had 9,247 participate for a total of 9.72% of our voters. So,
Mr. Wood, I have a question.
yes.
Regarding the recount, you say that that will occur someday this week. Do we have a specific day?
Yeah, it will begin Wednesday. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take, but hopefully it will be resolved in a matter of at most 3 days. Hopefully less than that, but it just depends on how long it physically takes. And I'm estimating now based on the number of people that we have. So, but it should be resolved this week.
And that recount occurs with whom? I mean, since this is not something that has occurred in a while within our board. Who is in charge of doing this recount?
Well, it falls upon the president of the board, but since the president of the board is in the contested race, it then falls to the secretary of the board, who secretary of the board has appointed an election administrator, who is me, to actually conduct the recount, and there will be a committee of people who do the count, and then the candidates and their ability to have watchers, if you will, during the recount. And that process is a prescribed by statute process that will be occurring here on site.
So in other words, the recount will not be in the hands of Harris County Clerk Office. The recount, that's what I'm driving towards. Who will be responsible for it?
Every entity is responsible for their own recount, right?
And we're proposing that believing that this will be completed by Wednesday.
I am hopeful that it will be this week. Wednesday's when it begins.
Wednesday is when it begins. All right, and could you tell us what mode of communications will occur once the recount has been completed?
I will report to the board the results of that this week. So
via email.
At minimum, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Woods.
Thank you.
Once that decision is made on the recount, is there a time frame of canvassing that particular position? Are we gonna have, I mean, is it gonna be the December meeting or would it be sooner than that? Is there a time frame? Days?
Not set this minute, no. We have several meetings coming up, so we've not scheduled a meeting for a recanvass if it's necessary. If there are no changes, then it's not necessary.
One last question. Since the committee will be in charge of the recount, how is it certified by the county that it stands, whatever the outcome?
It's not certified by the county.
It's not certified. Who will it be certified by?
By the committee.
By the committee. And approved by the board.
If it requires a recount. If it doesn't require a recount, then there's no further approval. That stands as of tonight. In other words, if there's no change, it stands as it's canvassed tonight. If there was a change, then you would have to recanvass as a board.
So how do they get the votes, the ballots?
And for the sake of the public that is hearing this, could you please guide us and tell us where to locate the policy for conducting this?
It is all in chapters 211, 212, 213, and 214 of Election Code, Texas Election Code.
And that is election code for the board or the election state election code?
All elections in the state of Texas. There's specific sections for school board or local political subdivision. So if I could, I need a motion for approval of the canvass as
Motion that we accept and approve the canvass results from Harris County Election Services as presented. Second.
Moved by Mr. Ho, seconded by Mr. Hanson. All in favor? 7-0. Thank you.
If I understood what just happened, Alief is calling for a recount of the vote between Michael Bennett, Ella Jefferson. Someone told me it has never happened before in the history of elections in Alief. There has never been a vote overturned by a recount. Let's see what happens. On Wednesday, just one day after this was announced, it was announced on a Monday night board meeting. Board meetings are usually held on Tuesday night. It was announced at a Monday night board meeting. Tuesday, one day, and then the recount will be held on Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning. Just enough time for little to be done to stop the shenanigans. Now, it may be nothing. It may amount to nothing, but we will watch closely and see what does happen. Again, Alief ISD board and the few people that are on there dominating the board, and there are a few individuals that are working within central administration, need to be closely watched. We would be remiss to put $450 million in the hands of these good people and then not watch carefully and help them to monitor and manage and develop our school board, our school district, and our community. Let's keep our eye on what's happening. My name is Errol Jones. This is the Errol Report. Tune in next time.